Let's say you make $20,000 a year. That is 10% of your before tax income. Okay. He's saying that's, but hold on. Let's talk about your after tax and cost of living. I think they get taxed. If you make it 20K, you get taxed at what? It's like a 10% tax bracket, I believe, something like that. So let's take 2,000 off that. You at 1,800. Your rent or 18,000. So let's say your rent, let's say you got a 1-bedroom apartment. How many 1 bedrooms y'all know running for less than $700-800 a month? And that's on the low end. Plain Dame, you know anybody got an apartment that's less than $1,000 a month?
Not at this point.
Nah. So let's say it's a stack. So
and if it is a stack, it's you gotta buy a gun.
So let's say it's a stack. You live in a state that's not so bad, right?
Okay.
You at 18. You at 18 after taxes for the year. If you paying a stack a month for rent, and that's possibly even Section 8, just
that might be with Section 8, to be honest.
That's with Section 8.
Right. So that's $12,000 a year. You are left with $6,000 a year to have a car, insurance, food, daycare, clothes, right?
Ain't no daycare in that 401k.
Ain't no daycare.
That's for retirement. Because
I'm just saying, no. We didn't even touch the retirement. You have I want to put this in context. If you made $20,000 a year and you took out taxes and housing, you are at $6,000 a year left. Let's divide that by 12. That means you have $500 a month. And of your $500 before insurance, healthcare, let's say you're getting some of that paid for, maybe supplemented, whatever. Gas $5 a gallon, y'all. You taking an Uber, that costs money.
You got a bus pass.
Bus pass costs money. How much the bus pass cost? Like what? Like
$30 a week.
$30 a week. Okay, so let's do that.
Shit.
30
so
by
that's
4.
times 4. That's $120.
That's $120. So we have 500.
Yeah.
So it's 120. So you got $380 for food, for clothes, and wait a minute. He said you put $165 in. So you got $200 after you do his 401k. You got $215 a month for food, clothes, anything else you need to furnish your house.
You
like
$200. You won't
You ain't furnishing no damn house.
You want crates with a
air mattress.
Gonna be on one of them Chinese boards that we just saw earlier. Somebody can jump on this bed if you want to. Bam.
You can't even pay a delivery fee for the damn furniture that's coming.
Now remember,
that's rent center. You got to do 13 a week.
If you used the math that I just gave you, that's on 20K.
Get that shit.
It goes up to 36 or 37. Yeah. Even if you made 36,000, I believe the tax bracket on that is 12%. So your taxes will be even more in that, right? If you have kids, you got other stuff you got to pay for. But I'm just saying on $20,000, remember his max is 37.
You can't afford kids.
How you going to afford 165 on this? So my question to y'all, maybe I'm being hard. Drop some drip in the comments. Is this really to help people? And they're going to give you, I think, $1,000 a year towards that as well. But is this really to help people? Because honestly, if they put that 1,000 in there, you probably gonna need that 1,000. You about to take that 59.5 penalty.
You about to borrow from that. Yeah, 401. You dipping in that, Jack.
And I know
and don't get a girlfriend
because things come up.
And don't get a girlfriend because she ain't doing 50-50. According to she looking at social media. So fine dining.
Drop some drip in the comments. Drop some drip in the comments. Look at this.
We trying to figure out a way. We donating plasma. We doing a bunch of extra stuff.
$1,000 towards it is
what this is it's like a final grab.
But I think they need to be more realistic about some of this. Because you saying, 165,000. No, those people, honestly, them putting $5-10 in it is probably pretty doggone good. Any kind of money would be. If you put 1,000 in there, and I'm just saying this to y'all, this is not advice or anything like that, because I'm not a tax advisor, I'm not a financial advisor, but if he does offer this, because it looks like it's signed already, I believe it's already signed. If it allows you, I don't know if there's a minimum, but if it allows you to put $5-10 in there to get 1,000, that's not a bad gig. Because remember, your 1,000, I'm assuming it's a year. If you have 20 years, that just gave you $20,000. So I know it's better than nothing. Okay, but 165, he out of pocket. Now, I'm gonna call that out. That's cap. Stop playing. Y'all need to do the math. Right. You know people can't afford that, and I'm actually sick. I'm sickened that you would say something like that, dangle something like that. That to me, that's my issue. Don't sell that. You should be more realistic. $50 a month would get you to this trajectory, because that's something. What percent of their actual income? And that tells me that the people who are advocating for this don't know, don't care, or don't actually talk to the actual people in your constituents. And that is my concern in this. So I'll be quiet before I get more irritated.
Well, you don't have to be upset about it. Like it's
disgusting.
We got some comments that came in, and we'll get to them, because the act at a high level is right, but people can't really afford to do that, because we're talking about delayed gratification is really what Correct. This is. So teaching someone to do this rather than making it a governmental act is what makes it predatory in my mind, because now you're taking someone's funds and you're kind of shifting it into a private entity stock market. To me, this is the same as a private prison, or what is shifting outside dollars that were made to go to governmental spaces and put it into private hands. So that's the issue that I have with it overall. Go ahead, and I'll let you go in on this, because you were upset about it.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, so I see the comments. I'm not saying, shout out to International NN. So, listen, I'm not saying the compound interest is bad. All I'm doing with the math is this. You have $200 for anything else. My thing is, it's not the fact that this is signed. The idea is good. But you selling that someone at that capacity couldn't afford $165, because remember the cap is 37 and some change, or 36 and some change, is where I have an issue. Like, you sell it to me, the number that used for the trajectory, they're not more than likely going to hit that $465,000 by the time they retire. I don't even remember how many years it was, but more so, if you did this for 30 years at $50 a month, what does that look like? So I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that the way that it's being marketed should be better for the actual people that is being sold to. So I hear you. I'm not saying the compound interest is bad. Yes, I'm giving flat numbers, but my thing is, let's be realistic in who you're selling to and the realisticness of what is affordable. And that's why I did the math breakdown. And yes, I also agree with you. I agree with you. It is more than what Obama actually did as well. Or, I mean, President Bush, President Clinton, President Obama, President Reagan, President Nixon. We can go down the line. It's better than any of those for people who are low income. I'm not saying it's not, but at the same time, let's be realistic in who you're marketing to and the level of explaining this to them and a realistic benefit, because you know how much they can afford. They pay taxes to them.
It just has to be situational. I mean, and also, I mean, it was
shout out to you for the comment.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Good looking. We appreciate that. But yeah, it has to be situational. It has to be optional at this point too, because I mean, it's just right now.
That's all I'm saying is that it should be also aligned with some sort of not interest, but education that comes along with this. Because now you're forcing people to be investors in a way. Let's make people savvy investors. And
like a class to get this? Are you saying like for them to have some kind, like not even class, or like reading through and like do a questionnaire of understanding it, like something like that? Oh, okay, that's a good.
Well, shit, if you put money in the 401k, sometimes you get a choice in the ETFs that you put in. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you start a job, they start, if you get a 401k being offered, or if they making some changes, they're going to give you some sort of in-service on how it works. They're not going to just show up at a news conference and say, this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? So even as a first-time home buyer, you got to go sit through a class sometimes with a bank. They got to show you how it works. So that would be, I agree with that. It should be some education that comes.
And then you have people that have, insurance that increases. These are things that are going to cut into your ability to pay for other items. But I'm just going to say, this is my personal opinion on this, but I see this as a precursor to cutting or eliminating altogether Social Security. So, that $465,000 may not last a person from the ages of 75 to say 95. That's 20 years. Can you make 465 last over 20 years? With the rate of
cost of
inflation?
living, with the inflation and cost of living going up every year, hell no. At least
And
we don't know
your
what
ass
that's
definitely
gonna look
can't
like.
work. That's the other thing. So, like I tell other people that are in our age bracket, I say that you definitely, yes, it's good to have a retirement in 401k, but you need to build in something that's going to have the ability to work for you, other than thinking that you're going to rely on Social Security, because that's a stagnant check. You're going to have something that can grow with inflation, whether it's a business that works, whether it's enough investments that you can keep into a different space in order to gain that compound interest that International N talked about. These are very good things. So again, I think this is a great conversation that we're having.